Have you ever faced a financial crisis and wished you had a safety net? Picture this, a buffer between you and life's unexpected twists and turns. That's what an emergency fund is. A financial buffer for unexpected expenses such as job loss, medical emergencies, or even car repairs. It's not about if these things will happen, but when. Imagine losing your job and having to juggle bills with no income. Stressful, right? Now picture having a fund tucked away specifically for such a scenario. That's relief. It's financial security that allows you to navigate these surprises without going into debt or sacrificing your long-term financial goals. Or think about an unexpected medical expense. It's not just about covering the cost, it's about the peace of mind knowing that you can afford the care you need without draining your savings or maxing out your credit cards. An emergency fund isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. So, how much should you save in your emergency fund? This question is a common one, and the answer isn't one size fits all. The general recommendation is to stash away 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This includes rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities, transportation, and any other necessities. But remember, this is just a guideline. The exact amount you need to save can vary greatly depending on a number of factors. For instance, if you have a stable job and multiple sources of income, you may not need as much. On the other hand, if your income is unpredictable or you're the sole breadwinner, you might want to aim for closer to 6 months' worth of expenses. The goal here isn't to hit a specific number, but to have enough to cover necessary expenses without having to resort to debt or sacrifice your long-term financial goals. Remember, it's not about the exact amount, but about having enough to keep you afloat during hard times. Now that we know why we need an emergency fund and how much to save, let's discuss how to actually build it. First, consider setting up automatic transfers to your savings account. This can be as simple as directing a portion of your paycheck to go straight into savings every pay cycle. Next, take a hard look at your budget. Are there non-essential expenses you can cut back on? Maybe it's that daily latte or the streaming service you rarely use. Redirecting these funds to your emergency savings can make a big difference over time. Finally, consider using any extra income or windfalls to boost your savings. This could be a tax refund, a bonus at work, or even a generous birthday gift. Remember, the key to building your emergency fund is consistency. Even if you can only save a small amount each month, it adds up. Building an emergency fund takes time, but it's worth every penny. So, you've built your emergency fund. What's next? Well, it's not just about building your emergency fund, but also maintaining and replenishing it. Here's why it's essential. Life is unpredictable. You may have to dip into this fund sooner than you think for a true emergency. When you do, be sure to replace the money as soon as possible. Think of your emergency fund as a safety net, not a piggy bank. It's there to catch you when you fall, not to fund the latest gadget or a spur-of-the-moment vacation. Ensure your emergency fund is kept in a separate, easily accessible account. This provides 2 benefits. 1, it's within reach when you need it most. 2, it reduces the temptation to spend it on non-emergencies. Staying disciplined with your emergency fund ensures that it continues to serve its purpose. Remember, your emergency fund is for emergencies only. Treat it with respect, and it'll be there when you need it most.